مرحبا بكم معنا الأسطورة كيفن ليفرون. مستر كيفن مرحبا بيك. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
شلون تحس وانت بحضنا؟
It's great to be here and Denise, and I'm glad that I decided to come. This is my first time coming here, so I'm looking forward to meeting everyone.
حبيت برشا التيشيرت بتاعك.
Oh yeah, I got to support the soccer, the football team here. So yes, thank you.
وقت اللي تزور بلاد جديدة، شنو هي الحاجات الأولى اللي تحب تعملهم في بلاد جديدة؟
Well, the first thing you do is, when you get off the plane and the plane lands, it's the greeting. The country, they greet you, and it feels really, really good. The pleasant. It tells you a lot about the country. Actually, when you land in the airport and you just see all the people and see the love and then support and everything that they give you. So.
تشتري حاجات معينة؟
Yeah, always. You want to take a little piece of souvenir home with you. But the most important thing that I take home with me is just the memories from the people and the love and support. And I like going out and seeing the culture, trying some of the food and everything in different countries. So I'm looking forward to trying the food here too.
قديش صعيب باش تكون أسطورة اسمها كيفن ليفرون؟
It's not difficult. I mean, things in life is not difficult. I look at it as, it's just a blessing. It's an opportunity, for me to be in this position. I think it's just, it's a gift from God.
درت في برشا بلدان عربية، كنت في الإمارات، في العراق، في لبنان، في مصر. شو رأيك في مستوى البادي بيلدرز العرب؟
Someone asked me that question one time before about the level of bodybuilders, and in other countries other than America, in the Middle Eastern countries and things like this. Very, very hardworking athletes, and these athletes are very, very dedicated. They're dedicated when they decide to do something, they do it 100%. And for me, I have to really, really respect that, because when I see these athletes, they show up. None of these guys are ever out of shape. They've always showed up on stage prepared. This is something that they live for. This is something that they love, and you can actually see it when you see them compete and when they walk out on stage. They're fully prepared, and I respect that.
خلينا نبدا بحكايتك. قبل كل شيء انت بديت صغير تترينا وتلعب، فقدت عائلتك بريسك، بوك وامك بالسرطان. هذا اللي خلاك اليوم تشد صحيح باش تكون رياضي بالاساس؟
Yeah, I think anything in life worth having, right? They always say that if it comes easy, it's not going to last. But if it comes with some sacrifice, then you always say, greater the sacrifice, greater the rewards. And I believe that we all go through sacrifices in life. I certainly went through them, but you learn strength from that. You learn courage from that. You learn how to just continue to go and not quit and not give up. And at the end of the day, it just makes you a better human being to respect others as well, and puts you in a position to where, you can be a role model to other people and just tell them, hey, listen, I understand what you're going through. I've been there. Just don't quit and don't give up, no matter how long it takes. And I always say the bad times don't last forever. We just don't have to quit on ourselves, and we'll see what our purpose is in the end.
شكون أمن بيك؟
I think the strong relationship that I have with God, gives me the strength that I need to continue to move forward each and every day. Realizing that, the position that I'm in is to help inspire other people.
بديت صغير برشا، بديت عمرك 14 سنة. حاجة باهية انك تبدا صغير ولا لا؟
Bodybuilding is something that, kids do in school, in the gym class. They do work out. I believe that all kids do need some kind of exercise, whether it's doing push-ups or sit-ups. And this is where it started with me, push-ups and sit-ups and through school. And then as you grow older, I believe, around about 16, 17, too young is, you don't want to be too young going in the gym, trying to be a bodybuilder, lifting too much weight and putting a lot of stress on your body. So it's one of those things that you have to grow into over time as your body matures, make the right decisions, and take some professional advice, and then decide if this is something that you want to do as a young kid or as a young teenager growing up into a young man.
لو ولدك صغير يقول لك بابا نحب نولي كيفك، نحب نولي بادي بيلدر، تشجعه ولا لا؟
Well, I mean, the first advice that I always give my son is not to try to be like anyone else, because I believe that when God makes each and every one of us, he makes us different, you know. What I do as a father is I just inspire my son to be the best human being that he possibly can be, and whatever path in life that he chooses as a profession, you know, I'm going to support him with that decision.
عندك برشا ألقاب في المسيرة بتاعك، لكن يمكن أشهر لقب مستر أولمبيا الغير متوج. هل صحيح وللتاريخ أنك على الأقل تحس بالظلم ولو مرتين على الأقل تظلمت في مستر أولمبيا؟
Yeah, I mean, the fans call me that, so I'll take that, yeah. It's not a sad moment for me at all, you know, because Mr. Olympia was something that it inspired me to keep continuing to move forward. When I didn't when I didn't win the contest, it's okay for me because I still went around the world, and it actually inspired me to go and compete in every other competition around the world, not only the Mr. Olympia, but, you know, Spain, Italy, Germany, France, Russia, Holland, Czechoslovakia. And to this day, it's like when you want something, it's not always the best thing for you. You know, if I had not and went and competed in all the other countries around the world, then, you know, we have the Ronnie Signature Series, which is one of the supplement companies, which is one of the biggest probably throughout the entire world, okay? And because of me not winning the Mr. Olympia, I went and I decided to do the whole European tours for 14 years straight. So it was what you call a blessing in disguise, right?
Yeah.
So, like I always say, it's like God always has a greater plan for your life, so.
على الأقل تحس روحك تظلمت ولا لا للتاريخ ولو مرتين على الأقل؟
Well, actually, it's 4 times. 4 times runner-up to the Mr. Olympia. Again, you know, I did not, winning isn't everything, you know. First place, just because someone wins first place, that's just a number, a placing that they give you. The purpose for me was much greater than winning a Mr. Olympia title. You know, to this day, I mean, I ended up with having one of the best records in professional bodybuilding history, and the respect from the fans. And I think for this triumph, for me, I wouldn't change it. If I had to go back, I wouldn't change it. If they offered me a Mr. Olympia title right now, I wouldn't even take it. I'd rather be in the position I am to have the fans and the love and the respect that I have from my fans. So I don't have that title, but I've gained the respect from the entire world.
لو كنت في حقبة أخرى غير الحقبة اللي توجد فيها مع روني كولمان، يمكن كنت تربح ولا لا؟
I don't look back and think about what I should have, could, or what would have happened, right? I respect that area. I mean, that era that I competed in, I competed against some great guys. Ronnie Coleman's a great champion. You know, we're good friends. Dorian Yates, great champion. We're good friends. I think because of the competition, it allowed each and every one of us to be better. I pushed Dorian Yates as well as I pushed Ronnie Coleman, as well as those guys pushed me. You know, and you know, the world probably wouldn't even know a Ronnie Coleman if we hadn't have pushed him like that, and as well as me, vice versa. You know, the world probably wouldn't know Kevin Levrone if there was not such competition that we had in the 90s and competing against one another on a respectful level. You know, I believe all of us are great champions, but each champion has his own way of thinking and his own way of approaching the sport. And I'm grateful that I came along with those guys. I wouldn't want it any other way, you know, so I'm thankful for that opportunity.
فما حاجة غير مفهومة وتبقى مجنونة عملتها عام 97 لما المنافس متاعك تنصحه وبنصيحة تفوق عليك. ما نعرفش كنت تتذكر ولا ليه؟
He came to my room and we were in Russia and he asked me a few things. I gave him some advice, you know, because I saw my point of view that he was taking things a little too serious. And sometimes when you take things too serious, you go a little to the extreme. And I think that's what he was doing. He was hindering his body to, you know, respond the way that it should because he was overstressing himself. So I just gave him some advice to help him out a little.
The shot of vodka.
Yeah, I think that helped him.
You regret it?
No, I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it at all because, I mean, Ronnie went on to be a great champion. He went on to be one of the best, you know, Olympias the world has ever seen. And, you know, he's a great guy to this day. He's a true champion and a true warrior. And the reason why I'll never regret anything that I've told him is because he's a good person. He has a good heart. And he needed some honest, you know, help. And I think that shot of vodka or whatever it was, it just put him in the state of, to let him know that, hey, you know, when you relax, your body's going to take over and do what it needs to do. So we don't need to push things. So I think he took that little bit of advice, and, you know, he saw the difference when he woke up the next day.
علاش بعدت عام 2003؟
Well, I mean, I competed for 14 years straight at that point, you know. Turned pro in 1992 and competed for 14 years straight. And each year I did 7 to 8 shows a year. That's a lot of shows to do, adding up to a total of 68 shows. So I think at some point, you know, every top athlete has to make that decision when to walk away from a sport.
You feel sad, tired?
No, I mean, people always ask me, is there any regrets or is anything about this or that? I don't have any regrets at all. You know, anything in life that I've ever decided to do, whatever, there's no regrets. I mean, bodybuilding has given me a platform that I never thought I would have in 1,000 years, because this is something that you can't go to a university and learn, you know. Joe Weider, the founders of this sport, they just opened up so many great opportunities for athletes that became professional bodybuilders like myself, you know.
يمكن لأنه الجمهور متاعك كان يحب يشوفك متوج باللقب، على ذلك كان يحبك تواصل وتكمل.
Yeah, I mean, I love my fans, you know. I just call them a fan family, you know, because everybody in life is equal. They motivate me as well as I motivate them, you know, and I look forward to seeing them to this day. You know, they show up and they show out wherever we go for the Ronnie Signature Series, no matter whatever country we're in. They show up and they show their love and they show their support. It's because of them, I think, you know, it gives me the energy to keep going now.
الخبراء يقولوا انك عندك ميزه مش موجوده عند برشا لاعبين، انك اسرع من يحضر روحه للمقابله.
I think following your instincts, okay? I was always an athlete who didn't follow anybody else. I listened to my body. I followed my instincts. I made the decision that I felt was right for me. And I could just tell when I was training, you get to a point to where you push too much and you can realize that you're not getting any gains anymore, because mentally you're just stressing your whole body out. For me, I realized that I could max myself out in 4 months of training. Anything after 4 months, 6 months and stuff like this, I was just putting too much unnecessary stress on my body. You know, so sometimes you got to back up away from a project or whatever you're working on, right? Back up away from it and see the bigger picture, and then take that second approach. And I think that when I did this, I realized that my body would respond tremendously, you know, when I took these breaks like that. And it was the best decision.
قلت نسمع بدني. علمني كيفاش نسمع بدني، كيفاش نجم نتفاعل مع بدني.
Well, it's something that, you know, I always say you got to spend time alone. That means not trying to be like someone else. Be inspired by other people, right? But we all have a unique way of thinking, and we all have our unique way of approach to life or whatever it is. The way you eat food is different than the way I eat food. So if I sit up here and try to mimic everything that you do, I'm not going to be you. I'm not going to accomplish the things that God has for me, right? So I have to learn how to spend that alone time with myself and figure out what's the best option for me. Some people like fish, some people like steak. I like fish. So we're all different, you know? So just making the right choice for yourself. And I believe in just trusting in your instincts. You know, most people don't know how to really trust and believe in the choices that they make. You know, every choice that I've made, I've always made that choice, and I've always stuck by that choice and not constantly changing, you know? And you just have to learn how to trust your decisions and your instincts.
ماكلتك كيفاش نظامها؟
Oh, today I really don't eat that much. I've never been a human being that really ate a lot of food. When I was bodybuilding, I had to take, 4,800 calories a day because that was my job, and I had to eat 6 times a day. That was my job. Now, right now, for me to eat 6 times a day with the weight that I have, no, it wouldn't be healthy. It's unnecessary. It's called overeating and putting too much stress on your body at this point. For me now, where I'm at now, is just I eat when my body tells me that I'm hungry.
شلون تجاوب واحد لما يشوفك يقول لك توا بالمقارنة مع التصوير نشوفك خسرت عضلات؟
My thing is to that is I don't really worry about pleasing other people. I worry about being healthy today. Today, for me, it's about being healthy. There was a point in my life where I was a bodybuilder, and I'm not that human being no more. Now, we own a business company together with a partner that I have, FA, Fitness Authority, partner Ted Zarepsky. So our mission now is to help other people, to inspire other people to be healthy, no matter what it is you're doing. You're trying to be a bodybuilder, well, there's a healthy way of doing it. For me right now, it's at my age, I'm 59 years old right now. And I feel great. For me, I have a son. I want to be around, to see him get married, and hopefully one day I'll have a grandkid. So it's about health. I wake up, I think about health. Go to bed, I think about my health. And for me, this is the most important thing.
بصدق مع أنت شيء أسوأ الحاجات اللي يمكن ندمت إنك دخلتها لبدنك نهار من نهارات كبادي بيلدر؟
The worst?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that there absolutely is a worst, I think every choice or everything that I've ever decided to do ended up putting me in this position where I'm at today. So if I had to look at my life today, I would say I'm living the best life that I possibly could live right now because of previous choices that I made.
هل تكون مرتاح اليوم أنت تحكي على الهرمون مثلا الهرمونات اللي ياخذهم الرياضيين؟
Well, everything is use and abuse, okay? I don't really get involved with what other people do about their health. That's something that they need to have a really relationship with their doctors and their medical staff or their doctor, whatever. I don't give advice on any kind of thing like that because, again, you're talking about somebody's body. Their body is different than my body, and I'm not a doctor to give them advice. The only thing that I can do is just tell them, go to the doctor, get your blood work done, and make sure you're healthy. It doesn't matter if you're trying to be a professional bodybuilder. Just being a human being, being a father, being a mother, you want to make sure that you're healthy to wake up every day and to be responsible for your kids and also just it's going to give you a better mental view on life. You're going to feel mentally better if you know that you have a good clean checkup at the doctors each and every year. I go to the doctors 3 times a year for serious checkups, and I do it because it's just at a point in my life right now. That's just who I am as a human being.
شو تحس لما تشوف إنه فما لاعبي كمال أجسام يتوفوا بشكل مفاجئ؟
I mean, it's a sad moment when I hear about any athlete or any human being that passes away. We can put the focus on bodybuilding. We can put the focus on life in general. I say let's put the focus on life in general. There's many friends that I've had that's passed away. So I just think in life in general, all of us as human beings need to be concerned about our health.
شو تقول الناس يقولوا إنه السبور هذا مخطر؟
Bodybuilding is not dangerous, just the human beings, the way they think that overdo anything in life. Not only just bodybuilding, but and another thing, steroids, you can't get a champion out of a steroid bottle, right? You're just that human being to begin with. I think if you take the steroids out of it, that human being's still going to be a person that is a go-getter in life. When you start talking about overindulging, right? That's just a human being flaw character that some humans have, to where they just overindulge in anything, whether it's drinking alcohol, whether it's telling a bunch of lies all day long, whether it's gambling, you know. So as men and as human beings, that's just the nature of us. You know, none of us are perfect. We all have things in life that challenge us. Okay, I know I certainly do. But you have to be aware of your weaknesses. If not, then you'll end up destroying yourself.
كيفن ليفرون علاش اخترت انك ترجع لمستر اولمبيا عمرك فات ال 50 سنه؟
People always ask me that. If you watch that movie Rocky, you know, there was something that he said he had in the basement, right? I believe sometimes in life you feel this gut instinct that you're not quite finished and you have to go back and revisit something. So that was one of the reasons why, the main reason why I decided to come back.
شو كنت تحب تثبت؟
I didn't want to prove anything. It was just something personal to myself that I had to do to get out of my gut, that gut feeling. You know, when you feel like something's not right or whatever, you have to go back and revisit it and make it right. So that was one of the things that I had to do.
شفت فيديوهات البرشا رياضيين كانوا ضد انك ترجع، كما مثلا فيليكس ويلر، شاون واي.
It doesn't matter what anybody else thought about it. It was a choice that I decided to do, you know, and that was between me and God and my emotions and my feelings. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. That's one thing about people. You can't really worry about what somebody else is thinking, right? As long as you're not doing anything to hurt anybody else and it's something, you know, that you want to do that, you know, you're not hurting anybody else, you're not doing anything to harm anybody, then if it's something that you feel that you want to try in life, then go ahead and try it. And I had to come back, and I'm glad I made that decision. I got dead last in that contest, but you know what? It was the first time out of all my shows I've ever gotten a standing ovation. Out of all the shows that I've ever won, I've never gotten a standing ovation. I've never gotten a crowd respond like that, and I never got the respect from the judges that I ended up getting when I came back, even though I got dead last. But it was still one of the most memorable moments of my entire career. And I'm glad I did make that decision because I think that, not knowing, but I think it propelled me to another level as far as of notoriety globally around the world. So.
يمكن نشوفك مرة أخرى على مستر أولمبيا من جديد؟
Me? No.
No.
No, I mean, no. To compete? No, never. The Ronnie Signature Series will return to events like that to support the industry and support, you know, people like we do now. We show up at expos and events and bodybuilding events and sports events to inspire other people to follow their dreams. So my thing now is being a business owner and being on the other side to inspire people to follow their dreams.
جيت بالتسعينات بالأساس والألفينيات، بداية الألفينيات. تم إنه فما الأولد سكول في البادي بيلدينج والنيو سكول.
I think that each and every human being grows up in their era, right? A certain era. If you take someone who grew up in the 60s, they're not going to think like somebody think in 2000. You get somebody, you know, so each era. Just so happened I was in that era. And I think it was one of the greatest moments and times in bodybuilding history, you know. I had a chance to meet Joe Weider, spend some time with him. He's the founder and creator of this IFBB, the sport we have today. And, you know, he's not here now. I mean, he passed on. So the bodybuilders today won't have that experience that I had back then. They have a different experience. They have social media experience. So their outreach is much greater than what ours used to be. So each point, each era has its moments, you know. And I think no matter where you're at, whether it's that era or this era, it's good because when I look at this era of bodybuilding and the outreach that they have on social media, it's phenomenal, you know, and we didn't have that. So I think that has also propelled the sport forward. You know, it's laid a platform down for a lot of people to make money, and they don't even have to be professional bodybuilders. So it's always evolving, right? Whether you're evolving, it's evolving more in the business sense now. But you talk about old school bodybuilding within itself of being on stage, that's changed, you know, because the approach to training has changed.
هل الرياضة هذه خليتك تتعب، خليتك تتألم؟
Yeah, there's a lot of suffering, you know, suffering. How about sacrifice? I say a lot of sacrifice. You know, at that level that I competed at, you know, there was many family reunions. Each year my family get together. You know, I missed 9 family reunions. You know, I didn't celebrate Thanksgivings because I couldn't eat the food. Holidays, I missed a lot of holidays with, when I say miss, I was there present, but mentally I wasn't there because my mind was somewhere else competing on a competition that I was dieting for. So when you follow a strict diet and holidays come around, there's that sacrifice, you know. And again, greater the sacrifice, greater the reward. But those are the things that I had to do to get to that level, to compete at that level.
ما نعرفش في التمرين كيفاش تنجم تحول التعب للمتعة؟
Well, I mean, you know, people want success. People want success, but they don't want the pain and suffering that comes with that success, right? You have to learn how to endure it. You know, I didn't compete because I wanted to be fancy and I wanted to show off on stage. I absolutely loved working out in the gym, and just so happened, you know, I ended up turning pro as a bodybuilder. But I think, you know, a lot of people want success, but they don't want the pain and suffering that comes along with it. So they look at you, and the first thing that they do is choose to judge you, you know, to, you know, oh yeah, he's like this, he's like that. But they have no idea what somebody's went through, what somebody endured to get into that position. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So it's just different, you know. For me, the suffering was okay because I enjoyed it. It just made me stronger.
كما أرنولد شوارزنيغر عملت برشا أفلام في السينما الأمريكية. The Ghost, Black Clash, Birdline, The Ghost and the Whales. على شنو كنت تتلوج؟
No. Just something, you know, you have a thought, you have an idea, and you want to try it out, right? And that's what I did. And I moved to California and I did that for about 6 years, just to learn a little bit about the industry.
تستمتع بالسينما؟
Yeah, I had a few movies that went into the cinema. It was fun.
تعتبر روحك ممثل جيد؟
I don't know if I'm a good actor or not. I have no idea, man. It was just something that I wanted to do, so I tried it.
نحب نسألك على The Rock، تعتبره ممثل جيد ولا بادي بيلدر جيد؟
I think I mean, the guy's successful, right? He's successful. He's successful for a reason, and I respect him at that level, you know, to accomplish that you know, level of success and hold on to it for so many years. So I think that says a lot about the character of him, you know, of Dwayne Johnson, his character. You know, he's certainly a good human being and a good person.
وليت عندك علامة متاعك مكملات غذائية، دخلت العالم البزنس.
Well, first of all, everybody has to live, right, in this world because things cost money, you know. So I do it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy being, you know, in front of people. I enjoy them sharing their stories with me. The fact that we have this platform with Ronnie Signature Series. I got an amazing human being, business partner, you know, Ted, he's here right now. And, you know, collectively, we just work together, you know, and it's almost not like a job. It becomes almost like a hobby, something that you really enjoy doing, you know. So it just everything works out.
شو تحس لما تشوف الشعار متاعك فما الجسم متاعك موجود يحملك مسؤولية تجاه الناس اللي اليوم تتمرن في الرياضة هذه؟
We go out to shows. We give many samples out. We don't charge for autographs and stuff like that. And we give a lot to the communities. When we go into each and every country, we give a lot to them. And I think that they feel that love, you know, that we actually care about them. And then I think you were asking me about the money, and all that stuff follows. It follows afterwards, you know. But it's a life-changing experience, man, and we try to share that with many people around the world. So.
فنية تصوير رغم اللي فيها تصوير وحش. It's artistic when we show the beast on you.
Yeah. Thank you.
نحب نسألك على أمين فخفاخ، شفت تصاور وقعدت تحكي أنت وياه، شنو قولك؟
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw him in the airport when we came in, and I think his shape was one of the first things that I've noticed genetically about him. You know, is the shape, the quality of the muscles, the muscle bellies, and this is something very, very important that when you're looking at an athlete such as him on stage, that the judges judge based on balance, shape, and symmetry. And I would have to say that he has very good balance, shape, and symmetry. Has a very good look. He's very marketable, you know. So his presence on stage is very powerful, and I think that's something that's going to give him, you know, a great platform.
شو تحب تقول اليوم لأي واحد يحب يتمرن، يحب يوصل لمستوى عالمي؟
I would say don't try to be like anybody else. You know, take advice, do research, and see if it's something that you want to make the sacrifice to do.
كي يحب يقول لك نحب نولي كيفن ليفرون.
I would say be like yourself. That's what I would tell anybody. Be like yourself. Find out your purpose and find out who you are. For me, I can inspire you to be the best human being that you can, but find your purpose.
نحب نشكرك برشا، يعطيك الصحة. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.